What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another fantasy football video. This time we got a little different one. Remember, it's Thursday, so we're testing stuff out. This is gonna be a Dynasty mock draft. I have done zero Dynasty leagues ever, so haven't even looked at this yet. Literally just pulled it up. We got a minute until this one starts, and we're drafting from the 3 spot. And don't think there's gonna be a lot of people. It's gonna be a lot of computer picks, so it's probably gonna be a fast one. Because not many people are mock drafting Dynasty leagues right now. But we got 2 other people, which honestly is more than I thought. I thought it'd be completely computer. But let's just look. Odell goes first. Okay. So we got to remember, this is Dynasty. So we need to think about how is this team going to be in the future. For me, that's surprising that Odell's first. Just given that, I mean, wide receivers. So you can predict wide receiver production for longer periods of time. And they're going to have longer careers, like elite usage rate, I guess. So like you can predict Odell's going to be an elite wide receiver longer than you can a running back at his age, I guess is how I'm trying to say it. So I see that wide receivers are higher, but I mean, Eli Manning's not exactly the youngest person in the world. So that's actually surprising. Although I'm really not sure who I'd put ahead of him. So we're going to see what happens here. So David Johnson, then Odell. Okay. So looking at this list, I don't think I can touch Bell this high. Evans is intriguing. Obviously, Antonio Brown's intriguing. Julio's intriguing, but I feel like you have to pick Elliott here. He's going to be his 2nd year. He's got Dak growing with him. I mean, he's like the franchise, so I think Elliott. I think Elliott would be the pick here. That's okay. Sorry guys, I'm like gonna be learning how this kind of goes with you. So I'm wondering, like, is Frank Gore undraftable? Undraftable for me, he is, but is he gonna be drafted? How does like Jordy Nelson get taken? It's kind of interesting to see. I feel like Jordy, you can't take him until like the 5th round, because like I don't know. I just feel like you can't draft Jordy Nelson. He's only gonna be good for like 2 more years, 2-3 years. So Gronk taken in the 2nd, Jordan Howard, Melvin. Okay. So I already have a running back. I really want to lock up an elite wide receiver. So who's on the board? So Michael Thomas is still there. No to Dez, no Keenan Allen. Allen Robinson's intriguing, definitely. No to Alshon. Cooks, there's just so much unknown. I feel like this is Dynasty. Like, I want to be sure this guy's future in very recent, like, I want to be able to look out 5 years and be like, yep, I'm pretty sure what's going to happen. So these are fast. Oh, my goodness. So Michael Thomas right now, before I even lose him. I got 10 seconds. Running backs, got Ajayi. Oof. I'm going to take Michael Thomas just because Ajayi, I don't know about his knees, how long they're going to hold up. But that would be a very interesting pick there. Ooh, he could be there at the next pick. Oh, he just got taken. So Fournette and, okay. So the wide receivers available. We got Allen Robinson still. I'm not touching Demaryius. It would be Allen Robinson. Landry scares me a little bit with them not talking about his contract. Doug Baldwin. That's intriguing. Derrick Henry is very high in this ranking. No running backs I want here. I want Mixon in the next round probably. But I feel you got to go Allen Robinson. Kid's young. Yeah. He's really good. I know this is a PPR. Pretty sure it's PPR. I have no idea actually now that I think of it. It doesn't tell you. It just says Dynasty Mock Draft. Let's draft this team assuming PPR. All right, we've decided at this point because it's computers picking anyways. Quarterbacks are interesting too. I feel like I can just take anyone because you can't predict when a quarterback's going to retire. I'm pretty sure I can just take anyone. I'm not going to reach early for a quarterback, so I'm not too concerned. But Doug Baldwin, how old is Doug Baldwin? Why can't I spell? He's 20. Why is he so low? Yeah, Doug's a great pick here. I don't really understand that. Celtics in pursuit of cap space, likely color line will become. Okay. Sorry, we just got some Celtics news. For those of you NBA fans, can we draft him, please? Thank you. I want Gordon Hayward. in the Celtics. I want him more than Blake Griffin and Paul George and Butler. Like, I want Gordon Hayward. Anyways, our team: Elliott, Michael Thomas, Allen Robinson, Doug Baldwin. Young. I want this team for the future, but we want a running back coming up. So who do I think is a good running back for the future? Oh, it's my boy Joe Mixon. Oh, and Crowell. Actually, I looked at the ADP when I was scrolling through. He's young. Why is Crowell so low down here? I'll take Crowell with the next pick. Oh my god, yeah. Crowell. Some people aren't on the Crowell hype train like I am. I'll take him redraft anywhere in the 3rd round. Honestly, I would have taken him in the 5th round here if Mixon wasn't on the board. That's how much I believe in Crowell. He's the only guy that's going to be getting the carries. Like, he's not like a PPR back or whatever you want to call it, but sure, he can still catch 40 balls even with Duke Johnson there. Duke Johnson will never take over the early down rolls. So, beautiful. I'll take Crowell. Oh my god, yeah. Crowell is good. Abdullah would be a good pick. Then you kind of get into that like Paul Perkins, P. Ryan. Those are the guys I'm looking at there. Kareem Hunt. You guys have heard me say all these guys before, but Crowell, come on. That's a... How old's Crow? Isn't Crow like 24? Yeah. He's 24, which is the exact age you target for breakout running back. Is 24 years old, if you guys didn't know, which is why I like him, and Freeman is also 24 this year. 24 years old. That's what you need to be a breakout. Well, it's not what you need to be a breakout, but that's like a year you target. Diggs, Doxson, Golden Tate. These seem like they're messed up rankings wise, but Diggs is literally like 23. Diggs is super young and good. See, here's what I don't get. Like, okay, this is a dynasty draft, right? Diggs is like 23, 24. He's probably going to be the #1 in that team for the coming, I don't know how long his contract probably ends in, like 3 years, 2 years. But at least for the next 2-3 years, they're probably going to sign him. He could be the next 5 years. I would take him in like the 6th round in a normal league. But this is Dynasty. Like, why? I don't know. I like my team so far. I really like my team. This is just going way too fast, though. Like, I don't have any time for anything. Let's just look at the quarterbacks, who they are. I just don't want to get stuck with something stupid. Kirk Cousins is still there. We might just take Kurt. I really... Okay, if you are going to go for a tight end, Travis Kelce. Grab Kelce. I have no idea what to do with tight end, though. So we're going to look at wide receiver. Let's grab Cousins. 11 seconds. Yeah, I think we're going to grab Cousins just because I didn't see someone jumping out at running back or wide receiver. And I believe in Cousins. I believe that he is probably the future of that team, but if they don't realize it, he's going to be the future of some team. I mean, I just don't understand how they don't realize it. But what do we need? So we've got Zeke, Mixon, and Crowell. Then we've got Michael Thomas, Allen Robinson, Doug Baldwin, Stephon Diggs. Oh my god. You guys will find a way to hate the team, but it's looking good from my end. Perkins. P. Ryan. Nope, the pick's P. Ryan. Well, if the pick was normal, it would be AP here. 45 seconds is not enough time, but P. Ryan's absolutely the pick. No, I'm not an Oklahoma fan. Oklahoma? I'm pretty sure they're on Oklahoma. Mixon and P. Ryan. I'm probably way off, but I don't watch college. But P. Ryan's going to be the starter week 1. I've said that for the past month. He will be the starter week 1, and it's going to be Chris Thompson coming in on the 3rd down roll, and Kelly's gone. So that's my opinion. Let's look. John Brown. Willie. Come on. Willie Snead. All right, I think... See, this is what I don't get. So this is Fantasy Football Calculator, where everyone says, oh, it's the most accurate everything. Jamison Crowder should not... And I don't know... Listen, I don't know Dynasty. But Jamison Crowder is, what, a 3rd-year player? becoming one of the best slot receivers in the game with an up-and-coming quarterback, and you're going to tell me he's going in the 10th round of a Dynasty draft? Like, this is the most accurate site, don't get me wrong. If you're doing, well, it's the only site you can do Dynasty, I think, on. But this is, like, the most accurate site. I don't know. I just don't get why I can have him and Willie Snead. Like, look at all these guys that is like, and then you come up here and you can draft Willie Snead. And John Brown. Martavis, no, I don't want Martavis. I'm going to draft Decker. We're going to take these two, and then we really need to touch on running back, just taking some good shots down there. But, yeah, I don't care that I have Michael Thomas. I really don't, because Willie Snead is a fantastic pick in redraft. Honestly, I'd take him in like the 6th or 7th round. Upside, okay. Y'all hear that thunder? Upside, theoretically, in the future, he has Antonio Brown upside. Could that be a stretch? Probably. But he has Antonio Brown upside. This year, no, he does not. But in the future, he does. And this is Dynasty. And I love him this year as a redraft pick. I absolutely love him. Oh, I was going to take Paul Perkins. Okay. Who do we got? We got Rex. Bly Powell, everyone is on him this year. And I think some of you think he's young. He's not. He's like 28, 29. Kareem Hunt's a good pick. Gillislee's a good pick. I'm looking for like a young blood over here. No, Kareem Hunt. Rookie. Spencer Ware. I'm not like off of Spencer Ware. I think he's draftable in Dynasty, in everything. But Kareem Hunt's a very good pick at this point. But we should really look at who the tight ends are. So, tight ends to choose from. We can just win the championship this year and draft Greg Olsen. But Evan Ingram, Austin Hooper, man. That just pains me so much to take Austin Hooper over Greg Olsen. Because you look at this team, and what, do I win the championship this year if I draft Greg Olsen? Like, look at the teams around me. They're ass. Honestly, they are. Like, I'm sorry. It's Austin Hooper or Greg Olsen. I don't know Greg Olsen's age. I know it's up there. No, I don't care. Seriously, if this was my league, Greg, I now have to know. I don't think he's that old. You can do it, internet. It's okay. 32. So he's got a good 4 years left. Listen. Like, I'd take, yeah, that's a good pick. Okay, I've decided. People taking defenses already. How many? There's 15 rounds. Oh. We already have to take defense kicker. That was my last pick in everything. Well, actually, we don't. So, we're not going to. If it's not going to make us. This is a different site than ESPN. ESPN makes you take defense kicker. Never draft defense kicker if you don't have to. I would just take Pierre Garçon here. Or no, I'd take Cameron Meredith. I would take Garçon if this was a redraft league. He's a phenomenal pick this year. But in Dynasty, I think there's a lot of upside with Meredith. Let's take a running. Let's look for a good running back. Honestly, let's look for a good running back just for this year. So, like, that's what I don't get. I know this is Dynasty, guys, but like, I've got Zeke, I've got Mixon, I've got Crowell, I've got Pirine, I've got Hunt. I just locked up, like, that's, you're going to tell me that Hunt and Pirine are going to bust, and Mixon are all going to bust. I've got Crowell, no, yeah. I know Bly Powell isn't young. Again, he's like 29. He's probably only got one more year. This is probably his last year, potential for fantasy relevance. Maybe one more. But it's a, like, that's a championship. In my eyes, this is a championship team for this year. And I don't want to click anything. Okay. Because, like, you look at the people I'm going up against, and someone drafted Bernard. See, I don't think these are that accurate. Everyone who's yelling at me to use Fantasy Football Calculator, Bernard's not going to go in the 6th round of a Dynasty draft. All the other 6th round picks were legit. Those were normal. And 7th round picks were not that good. Lat, I wouldn't draft. Rob Kelly, I wouldn't draft. Dion Lewis would never be drafted this high. Devontae Booker wouldn't either. O.J. Howard probably would. Someone will reach on that, which don't do that. But I guess we'll run through the team. Hopefully, for those of you who are in Dynasty Leagues, the actual ADPs will be more represented come August. The actual redraft leagues are much more accurate than this seems to be. Again, I'm not a Dynasty player, but looking at this as a fantasy football player, I drafted who I think is the best running back in the rookie class in Joe Mixon in the 5th round as my RB2, behind Ezekiel Elliott, a 2nd round running back behind a great offensive line as the franchise player. The other running backs are Crowell, who's still 24 years old, behind a top 3 offensive line run blocking who are going to feed him this year, and honestly, I think into the future. Samaje Perine, I think, takes over on a high-powered offense as a 1st and 2nd down and goal line guy. Kareem Hunt, listen, they love to feed the running back in that offense. So, I'm not saying feed as in like 25 carries, but they like to use one guy. They don't like to just have like, this is the 3rd down guy, and this is the goal line guy, and this is the 1st and 2nd down guy, but then we use this other random guy. Like, it's not the Patriots out there who are like, yeah, we'll have James White Day, and then Dion Lewis Day, and then Blunt Day last year, of course. I think that they're going to pick Ware or Hunt. I think to start it's Ware. I really do. I know I'm high on Hunt. I think to start it's Ware, and if he shows any downside, if he shows any like regression from last year, because remember, he was a different player after his concussion. If you guys don't know, he did suffer a concussion, and he was a different player after. They just didn't really have anyone to compete with him. So if he's the Ware we saw in the beginning of the year before the concussion, then I do believe he's going to at least keep that role unless Hunt is amazing, which honestly, watching the tape, he's not like that amazing. He's a great like PPR option. He's going to be using 3rd downs. He's going to like help him out on 1st and 2nd down sometimes, but I think it starts with Ware. But Hunt's a good pick in the 12th round in the Dynasty League. And then Bilal Powell, I think that's a horrible, horrible, horrible offense, and I think they're just going to dump. We started at the end of last year. It was dump city with Powell, and I will take 6 dumps a game. I will take 70 receptions, which is what he might get in that offense, even if there's not many touchdowns, which there won't be, and not many rushing yards, which I don't think there will be. I will take 70 dumps, believe me, in the 15th round. Now, again, you will have to, with this team, drop 2 to start the year, but I'm saying that I'm drafting it right now, which I would never draft a kicker or a defense right now. You just take shots on players. What if someone gets hurt? Well, there's a kicker or a defense. What if, you know, Kareem Hunt just isn't good? Or what if Perine isn't good, which I don't think he'll be bad, but what if he isn't good? You can drop them. So quarterback Kirk Cousins locked that up. I think that's a great pick. Wide receivers wise, we're right there too. Michael Thomas, Allen Robinson, Doug Bolden, Stephon Diggs, Crowder, Willie Snead, Meredith. I think there's a drop off from Willie Snead to Meredith, but listen. Again, I also don't know the roster settings. They don't tell you that in this site. But I was assuming standard. So 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, and a flex. But even if this is a 2 flex or this is a 3 wide receiver, which the leagues I play in, I prefer quarterback, 2 running backs, 2. So either do 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, and then 2 flex, or 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, and 1 flex. I just like having the option of starting 4 wide. I don't know, I just do. But even if you could start 3 wide, Michael Thomas, Allen Robinson, Doug Bolden, and then Diggs could be thrown in the flex if there's that many. But you guys have heard me say a million times, super high on Diggs, Crowder, Snead. Also love Tate and Landry. Landry, I've heard some concerning news about him in that, like, they're giving Parker a contract, or they're, like, hyping Parker up. I don't think he needs a contract yet. I think he's coming up. but they're hyping him up, and then they're giving, like, I want to say they gave Stills an extension or something. I'll have to look into the Stills, because they signed him last year. I don't know how long that deal was, but I think the fact that Landry would be gone after the next year, his contract's coming up, and they haven't even begun talks, is slightly concerning. But I don't know. I look at the production, and it's there for me. So I like him in PPR leagues. But you guys heard me say a million times, Diggs, Crowder, Snead, love those guys. Love Doug Baldwin. If Doug Baldwin's your 4th round pick, I love Doug Baldwin now and in the future. Allen Robinson, I just don't think there was any other picks. I liked him more than Landry just because, I mean, he is phenomenal. I hope that the quarterback situation can get improved sometime in the future. It's not right now. Hopefully, Bortles can put something together, but he hasn't shown me anything. But he's still not a bad pick at all because they're going to love throwing him the ball in the red zone. They love throwing in the red zone. I don't care that they got Fournette. Robinson will get touchdowns. So the starting lineup, we'll run through that. We'll assume 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. Kirk Cousins at quarterback. I'd start Elliott, and out of the gates, I'd start Crowell. I would hold off on Mixon. So it would be Elliott and Crowell, and then it would be Michael Thomas, Allen Robinson, Doug Baldwin in the flex. And then tight end, Greg Olsen. We don't have a kicker or defense yet with a great bench. So this is a great team. I really think that's a great team. Will you be able to draft a team that good? Honestly, I don't think so because there were some questionable picks. Like Juju Smith-Schuster. I can never say that name. He's not going to go in the 9th round. You got to think, right? When Pirine and Tate and yeah, no, Procise, John Brown, Willie Snead, there's no way those guys are going to go after him. So if you're in a Dynasty League, look at this, but don't think that this is how things are going to work. Because I think that's a really good team, and I don't think you're going to get that. I wish it was a little more accurate. Maybe it is. Let me know in the comment section if it is accurate. If you guys are in Dynasty Leagues, remember I'm not. I'm doing 1 Dynasty League this year probably as my first time ever, just so I know what to do. But let me know if that's actually accurate, because I don't think it is. But that is going to be the end of this video. 1 update or 2 updates. The Pro Football Focus promo codes I'm trying to get you guys. We'll probably know sometime early July. He said he'd let me know by July 5th, but we'll see. We'll see if he stays to that. I'm really trying to get you guys a promo code because I think Pro Football Focus is a great subscription to have. Also, the t-shirts will be live July. I think I'm just going to run it through July, and then I'm going to do a different charity through August. So July's charity is going to be Wounded Warriors. If you guys have a charity you really want me to do, tell me for August. But July, we're going to be selling the t-shirts. I looked at the other apparel, maybe hats, I don't know. But I didn't really like how the sweatshirts came out. I'll look at it again. But probably just t-shirts and then maybe hats. And I think like 25% of profits will go towards Wounded Warrior for this month. And then I'll reopen it again for August. And we'll do another charity, probably a different charity. And I'll have you guys help me pick that one out. I just wanted to do something for charity. Something to get you guys involved. Maybe get some apparel out there. Hopefully you guys want some of it and you guys do want to help out. I think it's a good idea. So that's the end of this video. Hope you did enjoy. It's a little bit of a shorter mock draft than it usually was because it was so fast, which is why I don't always like using these sites that not as many people do. But ESPN does not do Dynasty mock drafts. Don't think Yahoo or any other site really do. I knew that this one did. So that is the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.